Okay, so we are now live. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. This is our first Rhyme and Lime of 2021. Good to be in the new year and happy to have everyone joining us this evening. We have a couple poets here, our regulars, and we have a new poet joining us this evening from Boulder, Colorado, Musa Starseed. And I'm excited to have him join our Rhyme and Lime for the first time. And maybe one of these days we'll get him down here in person in the Virgin Islands when we start doing the in-person Rhyme and Limes again. So it's always fun to connect. We also have Thomas Lynch joining us from, I always want to say Maine or Michigan. Michigan, yeah. And David Knight joining us from Bothwell Soul Gallery in St. John. And the lovely Jezellia joining us from either St. Thomas or St. John, depending on which island she's on tonight. We will have some other poets possibly joining us as we continue, but we're going to go ahead and start. You might hear the baby crying or cooing at some point in the background. So at that point, yeah, that's what the weird sounds are, or the new baby. I actually, just a little intro here before before Musa starts. So Musa, I met during my time in Colorado when I moved to Colorado after the hurricanes, and we ran into each other in the streets of Boulder, and just a great, wonderful human being. And I recently saw that he wrote a children's book of poetry to read to. Well, I'll let him introduce it, and then he can go from there, Musa. But it caught my eye, and I said, well, I just had a baby, and this is a lovely, lovely project, and I love to see, great people doing good things. So without further ado, please welcome Musa. Unmute you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you to all the poets and the people on this panel. I wrote this book. I was inspired after a Martin Luther King event that we did here in Boulder, Colorado. I don't know if anybody knows about Boulder, but it's the diversity in this city is pretty lacking. And even today, when I walk around, I probably see a handful of people that look like me. So, but this is my community. It's where I live, and I have to figure out if I'm gonna have a family here, how I'm gonna raise my children. And I wanted to write this book, and with that intention of if I were to raise my kids, what would I tell them? How would I instruct them how to navigate these problematic areas that could happen in this place? So I'll just read a couple of them. I put a link to the book in the chat if you want to check out the book on my website and support it.
Great.
And yeah, so thank you.
For sure.
I'll start with the first one. First one is called Vision. Black baby, yes, you can dream beyond where you are and how things may seem. The spark within you illuminates your night. Imagine your flame when it's brought to the light. Black baby, you can visualize, creatively see with your creative eyes, pierce through the mirrors, illusions and lies, and let your unique vision grow and take size. Black baby, what would you be? Beyond the fine line where the sky touches sea. Root to the earth, but branch like a tree. Feel it, see it, and know that you're free. Black baby, nourish your vision. Protect it and hold it with care and precision. Let your vision be a flame that burns from within, so when flames touches flames, new worlds can begin. Second one is belief. Thank you. Second one is belief. Black baby, you can believe. Trust in the seed that you wish to conceive. Walk your path with no stops or hesitation. All limiting beliefs get burnt in cremation. Black baby, master your mind. Unwind what no longer serves to align. When it comes to your mind, be commander in chief. You are the authority, not the police. Black baby, learn to reframe. Alchemize doubts into positive gains. Read between lines, curve between letters. Affirm your existence and make your life better. Black baby, you can achieve whatever it is that you choose to believe. The way that you think about what you're gonna do is precisely the result of what will come true.
Lovely. I love
So this
those.
book, thank you. This book is a series of 12 of these poems, all having to do with different topics of how to survive in contexts like these. So that was vision, belief. There's another one called vibration, intention, value, influence, space, integrity, reception, perception, discernment, and legacy.
Wonderful. Yeah, those are beautiful, and I can't wait to listen to the rest. And like I said, as soon as I saw your project, I said, okay, I got to get this book and support either way.
Oh my
Just to
goodness.
support. It's such a great project, and I know how how definitely moving from the Virgin Islands up to the Boulder area and just kind of seeing that reality of it being such a bubble and very lacking in diversity. And understanding I had my 5-year-old son at the time, and raising him in that environment and being like, okay, what is he going to experience, and things that I don't understand. So I definitely, it's a great project, and something that people need to tap into, and will appreciate for sure.
My
So thank
goodness.
you.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, like I said, would love to have you at some point come down to the Virgin Islands,
I
and
can't wait.
and what we used to do, since you're new to Rhyme and Lime, so I started the Rhyme and Lime poetry night here when I moved back, in the summer of 2019. Um, and and it was something because I started going to poetry jams in Boulder and Longmont area, and when I moved here, I realized there was nothing like that going on, so I missed it. So I said, okay, let me create that space. And my friends David and Priscilla, they own the Bahuel Soul Gallery in St. John. It's an art gallery and a kind of rum bar, coffee bar. Great space, great people coming through all the time. So it was a perfect venue
Wow.
for poetry jam. And so we started, and then of course the pandemic hit. So then I took it virtual, and we've been virtual ever since. But we definitely are longing to have that in-person space again, because it's very different than the virtual world, of course, doing it in an intimate setting in the gallery. So one of these days we'll get back to that. But in the meantime, it's great. It has opened up the doors to have people like yourself and Thomas Lynch. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's an amazing poet, and he's become a regular with us here. And so it's been great to have people join us from outside of the Virgin Islands as well, and bring their wonderful minds into the mix. So yeah, thank you again.
Wow.
Feel free to stay with us here, or watch us live on Facebook. If you have to go, you can watch the recording later. But yeah, hopefully you can join us again. We do this every last Saturday of the month.
All right. It's so good to meet everybody too here. I look forward. I'm gonna tune in. I'm in a public place, so I'm gonna
Okay,
dip
great.
out and then tune in. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Musa.
All right. See you.
Bye. All right. Up next, we have, let's see, and I just want to say, hey, Kayden, thanks for joining us, and Nathan, thanks for joining us. Let's go to Thomas.
Thanks, Jamaica. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, I'm grateful to be here, and I can't wait for the time that we're all back in Cruz Bay. And David, while I have you, I want to thank you for sending that coffee up. It made me all the coffee drinkers in my circle. I'm really happy that I got this advanced copy of a book of my selected poems that'll come out in March. And I'll send copies down there so I can remain an internationally unheard of poet with a station in the Lesser Antilles. These last 3 months have been very difficult. I can only imagine how difficult it must be for Virgin Islanders whose congressperson is a impeachment manager, but they can't vote. I just can't imagine the sense of disenfranchisement. And yet those of us with the franchise feel helpless as we've watched this big lie about the election be trafficked by nearly half the voters and half of the people in power now who are willing to say nothing or to say outright, a lie. And it reminded me that back in 2016, when the worst thing that I could imagine happened, I wrote a poem called Franchise, and it's in 3 sections. I'll read it to you now, and that'll be it's too long, but it's about the same as a couple poems, so I'll leave it at that. I do want to say that I did on the 21st of January this past week go in and get my long braid cut off. A bald man who quits the barber is not much of a protest, but I felt like sort of empowered. Until Donald Trump was out of the White House, I couldn't go to the barber. So, but anyway, this is called Franchise. And again, Jamaica, thank you for stepping up to the plate. My goodness, you've got a few things going on in your life. Congratulations on your new son. And congratulations on his brother who makes Big Brother look like the best job there is.
Really? Thanks.
Franchise. So 63% of white men spent their franchise on a fellow like themselves who hadn't a chance and only ran because the system's rigged against us. The likes of us can't get a break. What with the immigrants, dishonest media, the welfare cheats, we want it back the way it was before fake news, the feminazis and the queers, before the Kenyan and Antichrist. 8 years of hope and change, enough's enough. 8 years of step and fetching to a tune called by a Muslim's quite enough, thank you. What we need's now some relief. We want it told just like it is. Enough PC, we want a wall. We're not about to chance it on some nasty woman who thinks she's smarter than us all. Don't get us wrong, we're all for the ladies, just not this one, not now, maybe next time, maybe not. Let's make America great again. Old white guys got us this far after all. 2. And Christian evangelicals turned out, some 81% of them, for Trump because their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was crucified to save old billionaires from political correctness and the poor, who should have made a seed faith offering or said more prayers or spoken tongues, and who ought not be given fish but taught to fish. What's more, they should be extremely vetted, banned and banished if they're here illegally. Did you hear the one about the 2 Corinthians who walk into a bar to have a beer? The barkeep says, "We don't serve your kind here. We only cater to real Americans. You know, God-fearing, good news gospel sorts, foot soldiers in the war on Christmas, true believers, belongers, triumphalists. No migrants, Mexicans or Syrians, unless they're on the lamb from Bethlehem. God's on our side. We're wholly innocent." Some 53% of white women cast their votes. They cast what votes they cast for that vile man because Benghazi or deleted emails, or else because the lesser of evils. What makes her think a woman ever can be leader of the free world? Get a clue. It's better to leave well enough alone. They all turned out to march on Washington with sister marches all across the globe and held their higher ground and boldly strode to say that women's rights were human rights and equal pay for equal work. Some might have wondered why we hadn't marched before, why 40-some% forgot to vote. But still, I thought, we're all in this together. So donned my marching boots, dressed for the weather, hoisted up a sign that said, "Come tread with me," then walked the dog up Temple Road alone. Some women go for guys who march with them, still more with those who grab them by the pussy. That's it for that, but it's I haven't found anyone yet that has an appetite for its sarcasm, and so I might have to scratch it, but I don't know. There it is.
I enjoyed it, and I definitely got the sarcasm. And on that note, I just so far January has been a very great month with our new president and the new baby. So all was looking good, despite the craziness still going on in the world. And I know you emailed me about Amanda Gorman and her poem that she read at the inauguration. And I was so, I mean, of course it made me cry, and it was just so great to just have poetry on display like that, and have such that power show that in today it still is such a powerful thing, and can touch so many, and to have such a beautiful young woman up there as a role model, and just it was such a difference from what we've experienced the past 4 years. It was just
she's solidly in the tradition of Walt Whitman. I mean, she was really
amazing.
She was really singing to the nation, so it's great.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Always appreciate you joining us, and into the new year. Crazy how time does go by eventually. And let's see. Jezellia, are you there?
Yes, Jezellia? I'm here.
I think I mispronounced your name. Okay. Are you ready to share your the piece that you're sharing tonight?
Yes, sure. So I am sharing a piece written by a Dominican American poet. Her name is Elizabeth Acevedo, and she is a New York Times bestseller, and she, for her book, I think, The Poet X. And I'm reading a poem titled Hair, and it's about being like an Afro-Latina. My mother's Dominican, my dad is Indian, so I'm Afro-Latina Indian as well. And she's just basically talking about how as a Afro-Latina, you're expected to, like, you know, relax your hair, wear it straight. I used to do that myself, but now I wear it natural and stuff. And so it resonated with me and I wanted to share it. So here we go. Hair by Elizabeth Acevedo. My mother tells me to fix my hair. And by fix, she means straighten. She means whiten. But how do you fix this shipwreck history of hair? The true meaning of stranded, when tresses held tight like African cousins in ship bellies, did they imagine that their great-grandchildren would look like us and would hate them how we do? Trying to find ways to erase them out of our skin, iron them out of our hair, this wild tangle of hair that strangles air. You call them wild curls. I call them breathing, ancestors spiraling. Can't you see them in this wet hair that waves like hello? They say Dominicans can do the best hair. I mean, they wash, set, flatten the spring in any lock. But what they mean is we're the best at swallowing amnesia in a cup of morir soñando. Die dreaming because we'd rather do that than live in this reality, caught between orange juice and milk, between reflections of the sun and whiteness. What they mean is Why would you date a black man? What they mean is aprieto cocolo. What they mean is, why would two oppressed people come together? It's 2 times the trouble. What they really mean is, have you thought of your daughter's hair? And I don't tell them that we love like sugar cane, brown skin, pale flesh, meshed in pure sweetness. The children of fields. Our bodies curve into one another like an echo. And I let my curtain of curls blanket us from the world. How our children will be beautiful. Of just skin and diamond eyes, hair, a reclamation. How I will break pride down their back so from the moment they leave the womb, they will be born in love with themselves. Mama that tells me to fix my hair, and so many words remain unspoken because all I can reply is, you can't fix what was never broken. That's it.
Beautiful. I love it. And the name of the poet again?
Elizabeth Acevedo.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Not
no
familiar
problem.
with her. Love it. And I love that line. You call it wild curls, I call it breathing.
Yeah, I like that too.
And I
Jezellia,
love your hair, Jezellia, by the way.
Thanks.
can you spell the poet's last name, please?
It's Acevedo.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Okay.
Thanks, Jezellia. David, are you ready? Okay. Please welcome David Knight.
Hi, everybody. Good night. Good night, Jamaica.
Knight.
Thanks so much for bringing us all together again. It's so great to see all your faces. I want to thank on video here you for still keeping this thing rolling. And I want to welcome your new son officially, KU Hamilton Marsh, to the village.
Thank you.
Say how much I am looking forward to hearing his poetry. When I hope we're all going strong in another 20 years or 15 years, you know. Sorry that I missed a few of these. Putting in crazy hours here at the gallery this time of year, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss another one. So just put some together really quickly. A little short poem for you. It doesn't have a title. Like many poems that I read at the Rhyme and Lime, I suppose it's about St. John, the island I'm from and live on in some ways. No rules exist for a quick exhalation, a momentary gesture. The moon draws its soapy razor over the weathered oblong faces of sugar mills, silent and still, bleached of color, assuming different identities now, with nothing to hold on to, even in this familiar landscape, where beyond the wild tamarinds, street lights glimmer like a pencil-thin line of molasses, or some 17th century parlance. One day, there may be an entirely new anxiety. What if all this limestone silence is the fake address of Rockefeller? And to what extent are flames unquenchable when they arrive, numerous, particular, and true for a change?
It's good. I like it. You just wrote that today?
This week.
Oh, well, good for you. It's great. It's definitely fiery times. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And as usual, I always want to see yours in writing. I think you should just do some posts with them.
Yeah, I tend to be more of a page guy than a stage guy.
All right. Well, thank you. Always love your poems. And I like the limestone silence. That's the one that rang out to me. Nathan, are you ready? All right.
Sure, such as it is. I really glad we're doing this tonight. You're a superstar. Like you don't have one. But I also suspect this is your way of returning to normalcy too, and getting some of what feeds us going on, you know?
Yeah, for
really,
sure.
really happy this is still a thing. I also missed the last couple, and I couldn't let myself miss 3 in a row. So just had a pretty fulfilling day, and I just scribbled down a couple affirmative words to try to wrap it up. So it's a really short thing tonight. Also untitled. I'll just jump in.
Okay.
I am powerful, yes, and I am old. Stretch out fires against the cold, and yawn past the tedium of others' broken promises, of New Year's resolutions never knowing February, of people just being people. But I am powerful, yes, with bits of gray that signal I have much to say and share and teach and enlighten with whoever would just listen. A drink that doesn't care which cup it fills. I am powerful, yes, and I am small. My heart can curl up in a ball to present a smaller target. After all, the sphere is the most efficient shape in nature. I am powerful, and I'm still here. I've dragged my feet to mark the years with my own stubbornness. But I am here, and I am here, because I'm powerful. That's all I got.
I like those positive words of affirmation. That's good.
Yeah, that's a weird departure for me. Usually I go the opposite direction. So.
Good for you. And thanks for joining us. I did miss you and David both, so good to have you back. And yeah, like you said, I came close to just not being lazy, but I was like, oh, I have a pretty good excuse just not to do anything this month. But then I was like, no, it's a pretty good excuse that I have all this free time where I can just chill out and do rhyme and lime, and feel a little bit like, okay, get back to a little bit of normalcy and not just the sleeping with the baby all day. So this is lovely. All right, Kayden, thank you for joining us. Good night. And if you want, you are up.
All right. I have one poem, and the title is Nature. Hold on, let me find it. Chaos in my head, I had to turn it into order, in order to prosper, before I self-sabotage. Draped in camouflage, I step out with my camera in the midst of nature. This is my piece. From the dark times, this was and is my only release. I talked to her. I asked her, show me your secrets. She never ceased to amaze me. It's like I give her respect and she gives it right back. Many times I had to drop a few tears for that. Wow, obviously, this is what it feels like to be fully present. Mama Nature, keep unfolding your presence.
I love that. I love the last line too. Nature. Beautiful. Thank you. I hope. You have another one?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Good for the night.
Lovely. Thanks. And that again, that's kind of ties into you do a lot of nature photography, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So
Ties in well with that.
How would I be able to show the pictures?
Well, other than holding them up to the video, which would be one option. I need to learn a little bit more on Zoom also for people who want to. Sometimes people can't come on and they want to do recordings separate and to bring media in. And I know that's possible. I just haven't learned how to do it yet. But if you shoot me a message as a reminder sometime after this, and just as a reminder, so I can look into it, and that would be, I'd love to do that for the next Rhyme and Lime next month. That'd be really cool. Yeah, and I'll try to remember. I'll try to remember too.
All right. Congrats,
All
by
right.
the way.
Thanks, Kayden.
No problem.
All right, I think that's everyone for this evening. Unless someone joins us on the
Have you got a
fly.
poem, Jamaica?
I have an old one I can share.
That'd be good.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, this is a very old one, but I'll read it. Um, so this is entitled The Writing of She, inspired by Dickinson. A new pen, an old house, and a window with a view. She writes to develop her own private world, day by day creating personal, potent lines, fragments of herself falling in fractions of vulnerability that they cannot see. Sad and sorry, but not ashamed, she travels on the road of fantasy in search of a new place, a different reality. Uncaging ideas that now freed onto paper can fly. She is writing for you, she is writing for me, and still they cannot see. Under pale yellow skies, sad and blue she writes, poems veiled with illusions she can never quite recall, all the while captivating moments in lines. She hides behind, like the sky hides behind the stars, secretly hoping that they will finally see. Her vision is a horse. It runs wildly. She has no reins. Constant contradictions, conflicts of the heart and mind, the silences between the lines are her unheard cries. Inside, she's not at peace. Factions from with fighting distant memories, translating her war into brutal raw poetry, and still they do not see. Full of conflicts of the heart and mind, restless words of genius she sows secretly, hidden from the world of men and disappointment. Only after she's gone do they see her, when she is no longer a woman, but lines of poetry.
Nicely done, Jamaica. Yeah.
So that's it for this evening. Ended on that. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining this evening. I know it was kind of a little bit of a last minute notification that we were actually gonna do this tonight. So thank you. And it looks like actually, yes, Jack, you can squeeze in if you join us now. Looks like Ty wants to join in, so we'll give him a minute to join us. And we'll see if anyone else does in the meantime. And I will, while we wait for Jack to come, let me go ahead and share this. Okay, yeah, from Musa, who was on earlier, who recited his poetry first. He left a link where people can check out his book, which is a book of poetry, and it can be found or downloaded at www.moonnectar.com. It looks like there's only one N, so it's www.moonnectar.com. And then it's /store/P as in Paul /Black Baby. So, and I think you just find if you go to www.moonnectar.com. So, pretty cool book and project. Always good to support. And yeah, let me see if, give me a minute, see if he's joining us. I guess in the meantime, I did write a really short little poem today, which I can share while we wait. And let me just pull it up on my phone faster. Okay, here's Ty now. Hey, Ty.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you. Can't. Oh, now we can see you. Hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
Hey, good night, everybody. Okay, so I have
Thanks for coming in at the last minute here.
Thanks for having me. So give me 1 second. Let me pull up my lyrics here. But this is an older piece that I'm going to be sharing. It was written in 2020. Wow, I was going to say 2019, but it is 2021. Whew, okay. And here we are. So it's titled Scars. The beautiful, delicate bowl of porcelain whistles a tune on its way to the floor. A crash. A scramble to collect the pieces, and bloody fingertips by the end of it all. It's been years since anyone has seen them. The designs for the original. But they were where they belong. Back to the drawing board, but better this time. Do we fill in the cracks? No. Leave them. The scars prove that it was lived, and the cracks prove it was real. Lacquer it with gold. Call it high art. More beautiful for having been broken. Scars.
I love that one. Gorgeous.
Yeah, I have been writing a lot. That's all I have for you guys tonight. But thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that one again. I know we were having technical difficulty when you were going to recite that one with Chunky, and you guys had painted your faces beautifully for that poem. I was so frustrated that we didn't get it up and running that night, but it ended up coming through at the end, a separate video for you guys. But yeah, definitely worth reciting and sharing again. So thank you. Hope the new year is treating you well so far.
Like everybody else.
Great. Well, thank you, and hopefully next month join us again. Maybe be inspired to create something new. Next month is my birthday month, so hopefully I'll get inspired to write as well. And since I mentioned it, I will go ahead and share my little poem I wrote today, since I did mention it and now I can't undo it. So we will end with this. Okay, so this one is called, well, my son that was just born, his name is Akeju, and so this is entitled, Akeju, I Love You. Akeju, I love you. Not because I have to, or you need me to. No, my love for you is one of the few things I know is true. It runs deeper than the roots of the old mahogany trees. It tastes sweeter than the sweetest sugar apple fruit. and far richer than a freshly picked cashew. I love you, Acacia, even after 9 months of carrying you, the labor, the pain, everything I went through. I would do it all again, just to hold you. Acacia, I love you.
Be sure and save that.
Huh?
Be sure and save that, Jamaica. You'll want to read that someday.
Yeah. Thank you. I will.
Good
Thank
job.
you guys. Thank you everyone for watching and for being here tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful Sunday tomorrow, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks, Jamaica.
Okay, good night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.
You guys be well. Night.